In this video, I'm going to talk about 10 things that can be a harsh reality of living in Colorado that a lot of people don't know. We all know that not everybody has the same preferences, needs, goals, desires, priorities, so there's no right or wrong place to live. And you can read and Google online all you want, but there's nothing like talking with a local, an agent like me who has lived here for many, many years and can help you understand the realities of what Colorado is so you can decide whether it's the right place for you. And that's the first thing you need to know before you pack up your stuff and call Colorado home. Number two is dry air and altitude. Colorado is gorgeous, there's no question, and actually gets more sunshine than Southern California. It's not as warm, but more days of sun per year when you're living close to 7,000 feet. But hydration and sunburn can be huge issues. These can affect your sleep patterns, your appetite, and it can cause headaches initially until your body acclimatizes. Number three is water and landscaping challenges. There's a plethora of water that runs through Colorado and coming off the Continental Divide and through the Rocky Mountains. A lot of people don't know actually that we have actually tons of water. People talk about water shortages. We don't have any shortage of water at all, but the problem is we provide the seven surrounding states with water in aquifer agreements. So there's really tons of water, but we've agreed to give it all away. So water's not cheap. You got to pay for it wherever you live, and it can feel scarce because most of it goes out of state. We moved to Colorado many, many years ago from the Seattle area where we had a 2,000 square foot organic garden. We grew a bunch of our own food. And we moved to Colorado, went to the nursery, and they said, "Oh, here's the tiny little section in the back and the few things that will actually grow here." So it can be difficult to have a green yard, flourishing plants, and lots of stuff doesn't grow when you're at 6,500 feet versus being at sea level where we came from, about 10 feet. Number four is snow and winter weather expectations. So the good and bad news is because we get so much sunshine here, we actually don't get a feet of snow at a time. It's usually a couple few inches at a time here and there throughout the wintertime, but glare can be a real issue. It is really, really bright. So the great news is we get a bunch of sun, but we often have a few inches of snow at a time. And throughout the winter, it can be really, really bright in your eyes. It can be windy in many parts of Colorado as well. And it didn't occur to me, it's not just about the few inches of snow that you get, but there are huge snow drifts. So we can get, 3 inches of snow, but it'll all blow in one place because it's so dry and crisp. And the snow is very dry coming from the Seattle area where the snow was super heavy and wet. It was often raining when I go skiing. Not in Colorado. It's so dry and so wispy that it piles into huge drifts. So the roads can be covered in drifts, even though we only got a few inches of snow. There's a huge drift over the roadway. It can be impassable with 5, 6, 7 feet of snow, even though we didn't get a whole blanket of snow that's that deep. Number five is the outdoor culture in Colorado, which I love because I grew up backpacking and mountaineering and being outdoors. So I love the fact that it's more dry than the Seattle area where I came from. We're wearing Gore-Tex all the time because it rains half the year. So you're more dry in Colorado, but it's a huge outdoor environment with tons of outdoor recreation. So a huge part of the culture is an outdoor lifestyle. It can actually be a little awkward if you're not into the outdoors, ironically. Number six is laid back dress and local style. This is also a huge, big deal for me because I tell people all the time, I'm not a three-piece suit and a Mercedes kind of realtor. I'm super down to earth. I could dress up and look sharp, especially for closings. But in general, I'm pretty casual in general. I want to be comfortable. And this is an environment where there's, smaller towns. Unless you're downtown Denver, people expect you to be a little more casual, a little more laid back, a little more comfortable. Kind of that goes with that outdoorsy lifestyle. Number seven is the fact that Colorado is one of the few states that allows full recreational and medical use of marijuana. Not everybody loves that. There's less odor around now that people are vaping and doing that, but marijuana is everywhere. There's a store on every other corner that sells marijuana. That's a turnoff for a lot of people, especially when more conservative mindsets coming from other states. Number eight is the reality of the real estate market here. So we've been going head to head with Austin, Texas, as far as the fastest growing cities in the United States for many years, most desirable places to live. Colorado Springs is a cooking hot area. There's thousands of homes being built. There's huge planned communities, neighborhoods. We have a neighborhood here that is slated to have 120,000 homes in one neighborhood, right? So the prices are not cheap. It's a flourishing, growing area that is affected by supply and demand, which increases the home values, but you can still get way more home for the money. If you're coming from Chicago, Seattle, Portland, places where Amazon and Google have central locations. That's the other thing with Austin, with Tesla and Google moving to Austin, we're actually more affordable as far as house buying in Colorado Springs, specifically just south of Denver. Number nine is taxes, insurance, HOAs, water fees, and vehicle and homeowners insurance can be expensive. And I'll tell you why. Taxes and cost of living, food is all kind of mid grade here as far as a national average. But the one thing we have here is we don't have tornadoes, we don't have hurricanes, we don't have earthquakes in general, but we have hail and sometimes like 2 or 3 inch hail that will come down and cause profound damage to roofs as well as vehicles, shatter windows, dent and pock marks all over vehicles. So insurance for homeowners insurance and vehicle insurance can be some of the most expensive insurance in the United States because of the statistics and hail damage, which happens every few years. I mean, the average roof time frame here, as far as the life of a roof, is 6, 7, or 8 years in Colorado. So don't go buying a 50-year shingle here as far as a roof, because chances are you're going to replace it every few years in comparison because of hail damage. Number 10 is neighborhood and cultural variability. We have plenty of large cities here like Denver, Colorado Springs. Denver's pretty shishy, much more formal, a little more rigid, but it's actually quite a ways from the Rocky Mountains and compared to a place like Colorado Springs, which is right at the base of Pikes Peak. So within minutes, you can be from downtown right up on hiking trails, and literally you can hike to the peak of Pikes Peak, right from almost downtown Colorado Springs. And there are smaller towns, like Golden, which is known for being, super liberal, totally different kind of college town vibe with the School of Mines that's there that is legendary. And cities like Manitou Springs, which is also just outside of Colorado Springs, super cute, walkable town, neat little shops, really local vibe. So there's tiny little mountain towns as well as big metropolis cities. Just depends on where you want to be and where you want to live. I pride myself on being eyes and boots on the ground. I work with clients all over the world, actually, with 5 military bases here. Lots of military or PCSing here from Japan or wherever they are in Europe and places where they haven't been here, but they know. Lots of people from Texas are moving to Colorado, but they haven't been here. So I'm really good and really skilled at creating videos and video tours. Once I ask you a bunch of questions, understand what you're looking for, your goals, needs, priorities, then I can put together stuff to help send you and give you a vibe for what it feels like in order to be in an area where you want to be and where you want to live based on your desires. I'm a solo agent. I'm super relational, extremely down to earth, and I serve people directly. So when you reach out to me, you get me on the phone. You don't get shuffled off to some other agent or delegated elsewhere or shuffled off to something else. I like working with clients directly, being in relationship with them, and serving them on a very genuine basis. My contact information is below. I'm excited to be a resource for you. Please reach out to me. Let's have a conversation and figure out where you want to be in Colorado. Let's go.